it seems like your time has come to an end. Unless you want to redeem yourself in Group E and tell me where you have FCC finishing.
I mean,
And
obviously,
if it's not top 2,
I can't even say it. I can't even like jokingly say they're going to finish first. They're going to finish on negative points. I don't know how, but they'll figure out a way. Unless Yupstom starts playing, they are going to lose every game.
They're going to owe Vancouver points.
Yeah. I genuinely feel bad for Cincinnati because the other 3 teams in this group are insane.
I'm making a quick change here.
I don't see them picking up points anywhere.
I have them picking up points, and I'll tell you where.
Is it at Red Bull?
It's not at Red Bull. Connor, how do you have FCC doing?
I got them on 1 point. Getting
against
a
who?
Draw. What?
Against who?
RBNY.
Interesting. I have
Can't even
them
say
on
it's unrealistic because it happened.
I have them on 1 point against Atlanta. Why are you laughing, Adam?
You'll see in a minute.
Atlanta beat FCC this year.
So did Red Bull.
So Red Bull tied. I thought you guys tied.
No, we won 3-2.
We drew RSL.
Oh, okay.
I have them at Atlanta because Atlanta doesn't have a striker.
Fair.
You're not wrong. They don't have a striker, but
true.
So here's the thing, right? I have Atlanta without a striker, and FCC with Jaap Stam's defensive mind at the back is going to play 18 men behind the ball. They're going to get out 0-0 and hope they can draw that point. But yeah, I have them pulling off something wild against Atlanta.
Unless Yupstom himself starts playing, I don't know if that's going to happen.
See, that's what we said about Thierry Henry in Montreal, and now we all are on the Montreal hype train. So what I'm going to say is –
not all of us.
Yeah, that's right, Connor. Some people are dumb like you. We get it.
Yeah. You got to remember that.
So I've got them on 1 point. Let's go to Connor's Atlanta. Connor, how do you have your Atlanta team doing?
I have my Atlanta team getting 4 points. I have them beating FCC, losing to Columbus, and drawing Red Bull.
I have Atlanta on 1 point as well. Drawing FCC and losing to Red Bull and Columbus. Losing to Red Bull very, very close, as it always is, right? It's always like 2-1. Maybe it's if we get 2-goal lead, it's like in the 90th minute when you're pressing. I think Red Bull are going to dig deep down. This might be the optimist in me, but I think Red Bull are going to dig down, find that spirit that gets them the win when they're playing against big teams like that. And Atlanta are going to have a very poor showing in Florida.
I think Atlanta's going to be pretty good. They're going to be healthy except for Yosef. They're going to get Robinson back, Escobar back. They still have PT and Barco.
I'm not saying they're not strong altogether. I think without that striker, you're going to have issues.
Maybe. I don't know how Adam Jan's going to do. We'll have to see.
It's the style of play that he doesn't fit. And we've spoken.
I agree. He doesn't.
Right.
He's a big guy, and he can't run in behind.
Big target forward, which Yosef could hold the ball up, but Yosef also could run in behind. And Adam Jan is like me running. And that's not very fast. So I think unless they change their style, which I can see them changing their style, going with like a 4-3-2-1, where you've got PT and Barco like right behind Stam. I keep wanting to say Jaap Stam, but it's Adam Jan. Right behind Jan, and like Remedy plays the ball in, and he just does that little. Remember that that video like Busquets getting an assist to Messi, where he's at half and he just touches the ball, and Messi runs through and scores. That's how he'll get all of his assists this year. He's gonna stand at like the 30-yard line, just take one touch, let PT pick up the ball and go score.
That was David Villa, that assist. It was against Madrid.
No, Busquets had another one like that.
No.
I remember because everybody was like, "Oh, Busquets with the like it was a meme one point like Busquets with the vision like Modric or something or Xavi like that," and he just touched the ball and then it like speeds up Messi cutting between like 12 players scoring, and then Busquets just starts smiling. He's like, "That's my assist. Let's go." But yeah, I just don't know if the change of play style is going to be great. Didn't you struggle against FCC when he was out?
We won,
But it
but
wasn't clear cut, you know?
no, I mean they went up 2-0 and then they kind of conceded a bad goal. But in terms of attacking, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great though. But
Yeah,
that
like we
was
said,
one game. It was like the first game, so I don't know. Maybe now they have some more time to practice. Now that there's a break. I think it's going to be all on PT. If PT plays well, then they can pull it out. But if PT doesn't, then they could struggle.
and that's the issue, right? You've got a guy who straight up got benched last year for like 10 games just because he wasn't good enough. And now you're
Yeah, but
saying
he looked different. He looked different.
no, he definitely looks different, but you're also putting weight on a guy who I think mentally is fragile, right? If you tell him he's not good enough, he's too young to get through that and say, okay, I'm going to push harder. He's just kind of like, oh, whatever. And we saw that last year, right? We saw that. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah. I have them on. We'll give them 4 points as well. I think, as Connor said, I think they beat Cincinnati, draw against Red Bull, and lose to Columbus.
Interesting.
Two very different teams, but you don't need a striker to win games, as we saw when Spain won the World Cup with 6 midfielders, and Fabregas playing like center forward. But yeah.
All right. So 4-4-1.
Yep.
I would not be surprised to see them pull off 4 points. I think I'm more hopeful that they don't. Red Bull beating FCC. I mentioned they're already going to beat Atlanta. I don't think they could pull it off against Columbus. I've got them on 6 points.
I have them on 4. So I have them beating Cincinnati again, and then drawing with Atlanta. But I agree. Yeah, I agree. They won't get past Columbus.
So you've got Columbus on 9 points then.
Correct.
Got it.
This is essentially a knockout tournament for all intents and purposes, and we know how well Red Bull does with that historically.
No, we don't.
No, we do.
I do not. I refuse to remember times like that.
No, you remember.
No, I don't.
Yeah, remember Reese Buckmaster playing in the playoffs last year?
I'm going to hang up. I'm going to leave.
So, yeah. Red Bull is just, I don't know what to do with them. We're linked with some League One striker who's got a bunch of goals, but he's injury prone, and we offered a ridiculous amount of money for him and then got the bid rejected for who knows why. So who knows what's going to happen? We're going to sign Gennaro Gattuso to play in center mid, even though he's managing Napoli. Because
dude, are you kidding? I would take Gattuso right now in a heartbeat. That man would rip out the throat of anybody who came anywhere near him in this league,
including Chris Armas. Chris Armas would give him and he'd drop kick him in the face.
Could you imagine Gattuso going against some of the NYCFC wingers? That would be
He
ridiculous.
would literally get sent off every other game.
He'd throw them into the stands.
Yeah,
bro. Castellanos' legs would be broken.
Yeah.
Hebert would probably be missing a few toes, and I think who's the other winger? The other one out there.
Mitrita?
Yeah, Mitrita's bald head would be through his own neck. He'd just rip it off and go straight through. Yeah. Bro, Gattuso is easily one of my favorite players of all time. I would watch that dude fight players forever.
Yeah, but
he is the leader you want to play behind. He's the guy you want everybody to be.
Yeah, but my point was that Red Bull will inevitably sign someone who yes, makes the argument you fit the system. Yes, we've talked about this Red Bull magic system that has yielded 0 MLS Cups.
But 3 supporter shields.
Yeah, but you look at the other Red Bull teams and they lose a superstar and they instantly just find some new wonder kid who's equally, if not better. We do that. We get rid of 7 players and rely on generic FIFA white people, Tom Barlow and Brian White.
Generic white FIFA people.
If you created a random character in FIFA, his name would be Brian White.
Oh man, I want to see Brian White on this podcast. I want to have you.
Yeah, so do I.
I would love. I have nothing against Brian White. That's just the generic white person name.
We'll get Rafa on one episode and then Brian next one.
Deal.
And then who are we gonna get for you to argue? You're not gonna argue anybody.
I don't know. Someone from Orlando, I guess.
Get Dom Dwyer and ask him why he failed for the USMNT and why your jersey's useless now.
Deal.
I don't have a problem with him. That's you. That's both of you.
I have more of an issue with Wanda than Dom Dwyer.
No,
imagine why.
I'm not going down that path. I am not doing it. Connor, where do you have Red Bull finishing? How do you have Columbus finishing? Can we move on to Group F, please?
I'm gonna ask a question a day one time about Wanda stuff, and you're gonna have to talk about it.
No, I will not. I will leave.
I have Red Bull on 2 points, drawing Atlanta, drawing FCC, losing to Columbus. But honestly, one thing I want to say, I could really see that changing because I know that you sent me a post today about Atlanta getting like their second player confirmed with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
If these are important players and they're not going to be able to play, that changes everything. I mean, obviously we don't know who it is for probably HIPAA purposes.
We need somebody to spill it.
Can't. It's literally illegal to do that.
Somebody did that to
Yeah.
one of the football players, like one of the running backs. I think what was it, Zeke Elliott?
I don't know.
Somebody at Dallas, and he just tweets out HIPAA ?
Yeah.
And then somebody responded like HIPAA only applies to doctors and medical professionals. If somebody saw you in the waiting room and saw you come out with like a piece of paper, they could tell whoever they want.
Sure.
Anyways, sorry. Side note.
We need some more Somas that'll just tweet out their own whatever's going on.
I love throwing it back to old episodes. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Episode 18.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you have them losing. So you have Columbus on 9 points too, right?
Yeah.
I think that unequivocally makes us all on the Columbus hype train, whether we like it or not. And rightfully so. We talked about it. They've upgraded every single position. Honestly, goalkeeper might be one of their worst spots, and their goalkeeper isn't terrible.
I like their goalkeeper.
I know you do, but that's because he's from a random country in the middle of CONCACAF.
Well, that's not why, but that does help.
So we've got myself putting Columbus and RBNY through. The main reason I have RBNY going through, by the way, is because we need to continue to lose in the semifinals of things so that we can continue being Red Bull. So we need to get out of the group stage first. When we get to the semifinals, I will knock them out. Don't worry.
But when I bring up their history and knockouts, I get yelled at.
Yes, because I don't need to be reminded by other people about it. I remind myself about it 90 times a day.
Fine.
Adam has Columbus finishing first and either Red Bull or Atlanta going through. He's going to decide that right now.
I have both of them going through. This is one of the third place teams.
One of the third place teams. Who finishes second?
Red Bull.
I like that. I'm okay with that. And then Connor, for whatever reason, has Columbus and Atlanta moving through.